Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and it's exciting because today we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and we're also going to be interviewing the business members in the Tampa Bay, Upper Tampa Bay community, the wonderful opportunity to bring to you. We are bringing it right to you so you can see what's happening in the community. My first guest, I'm excited to introduce, happens to be Tom Brubaker. Tom, welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
You know, I'm glad that we have somebody with so much experience, almost close to 30 years, right, in the real estate business.
Yes.
But not just in one area. Now, you branched out, which I see here as you're a real estate broker president for Tam-Bay Commercial Inc., you're business broker president, Tam-Bay Business Brokers Inc., and a state certified appraiser, former president of the Tampa Bay Appraisal Services. That's a lot.
We all look better on paper.
Oh, I don't know about that. We had a brief little interview just before the show today, and just hearing what you've been doing, plus you've even written a book called Author Bridge to Commercial.
Yes.
So let's talk about your career. That's a long time to be in this real estate market and watching the highs, the lows, the kind of crazy market, if you will. Tell me what your experience has been over the years.
I picked up a lot of experience, and I tell people that I'm not smart. I've just been around for a very long time.
That's a good one.
So I started out as a sales associate in Toledo, Ohio, and I soon got into the appraising side. I always liked numbers. I moved to Florida in '94, opened an appraisal firm, Tampa Bay Appraisal, and I kept that 16 years, and the federal government interfered in the appraisal business, and that's when I went and opened the brokerages.
Ah, and they go hand in hand.
They do. A lot.
Yeah, yeah. Can you give us some little tips on, like, for appraisals, for example? I mean, you've got a tremendous amount of experience. Can you give our viewers that are, thinking of selling their home, buying homes and things like that, what kind of tips with all of this vast experience can you give us out there today?
I personally don't sell houses anymore, but the best marketing is a properly priced home.
Thank you.
That's number one.
Thank you.
Number two is the cosmetics. It's the pretty things. You want to conform to your neighborhood.
Sure, sure.
And you want to sell at the top of the market.
Yes, yes, exactly. So if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying if it's priced right, it just might sell overnight, especially in the market when it's really good.
Once you go 14 days past, you're probably overpriced, and you're going to end up selling it for a lower price than if you started right.
Yes, exactly. And I've seen that happen many, many times where, I mean, we all think that we have the Taj Mahal, right? I mean, that's not uncommon as an owner. But it might not necessarily be that case and come back to really hurt you in the long run. So I love to hear you say that. That has not changed. That is a philosophy that really has been there forever, really, when you think about it. And what person wants to really hold on to their property and let it sit there? And even though you're more in the broker part, there's a story behind that too, right? What made you become the broker?
I've always been my own man. And for a very short period of time, I worked for another brokerage, and they told me I couldn't sell commercial and residential. Within 3 weeks, I had my broker's license and owned a brokerage.
Somebody told you couldn't do that?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Doesn't that motivate you even more?
It does.
So what's the passion about it? I mean, that you have to have the passion for this market because you've been in it for so long.
I've been around a long time, but I still get a charge out of a sale.
Yeah.
I still get a charge out of getting a listing.
Yeah.
It motivates you to go on the next day.
Yeah.
So you can be successful and still be excited.
Yes.
When you lose that drive, it's time to make a change.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
And that's why I went from residential to commercial to business brokering, and kind of intertwined those two.
Yeah.
But
You've just expanded, and I love that. You've expanded. You appear to be the kind of person that wants to stay on top of everything, right? In this whole genre. Now, you went into commercial real estate. Tell me about that.
Well, I used to appraise commercial real estate.
Okay.
If you can appraise it, selling it is quite easy. It's very complex to a residential agent, but appraisers are the analytical. We transform income to value.
Yes, I love that.
It's a methodology.
And now you said earlier that you're a numbers guy.
I'm a numbers guy. I'm a nerd. Self-proclaimed nerd.
But that works for you in your business.
It does.
That's exciting. So can you tell us on, without giving names or anything like that, some of the exciting contracts, the exciting businesses, and the that whole picture?
There's nothing exciting about it. It's more like pulling your hair out. And
That's
a lot of prayer. I just closed a deal that should have closed in September. This is now July. My seller died in the process. And right before closing, we found out there was a fraudulent mortgage placed on the property. The seller had to pay $80,000 for that to go away. Tough, man, pulling your hair out.
So you've really got...
There's nothing exhilarating about it. It's more distraught and a lot of heartbreak.
Really?
Very.
But see, you've got to have that, still have that passion in order to stay with it or just give up, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting, and it's not unheard of to have the crazy stories like that happen. But you're still with it, and you're still motivated, and you keep yourself motivated with it, right?
Right.
I love it. You have been a member with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce for 2 to 3 years.
Correct.
So let's talk about how you engage as well with the chamber and what it's done for you, what you've done for, did you jump in with both feet and see a difference?
I did. I didn't know anyone in the chamber. I was invited by someone. I went to one of the mixers, got to know a few people, and my expectations were low. I was in a B&I group in the past that was mediocre. I've been in different networking groups. And the chamber is a non-seat specific organization. They do a lot. They give back to the community. When I joined the chamber, it's organic. People were coming to me, and I got phone calls and referrals from people I never would have expected. It was a great surprise.
Yeah, they're a great chamber. We're always honored to do the show on My Chamber TV.
I can't keep up with it. They have there's so many things you can pick and choose. There's morning things, lunches, evening happy hours, cutting ribbons, ribbon cuttings. So it's you can pick and choose what you want to do.
I love to hear that, because they do. They are very, very busy, very engaged in the community. A lot of charity work goes on with the chamber. It's exciting, and to have members like yourself come on the show today. We're getting ready to wind down our interview here, but I did want to ask you, because you made a comment as to going into the commercial end of it as opposed to residential. There's a difference there which creates a little bit more of a niche, would you say, for yourself?
Yes. The reason I went into commercial to begin with, well, number one, I knew how to appraise it. Mm-hmm. And there's over 20,000 residential agents in Tampa Bay. So I figured I'd go where the competition isn't. There's only 325 commercial agents with the commercial board and 100 business brokers. And I fell in love with it, and now I specialize in preschools, daycare centers.
Ah, really?
I do it all over the state.
And how is that working?
Spectacular.
Because I think I was just about to ask you what your niche is and what makes you different.
I was doing industrial, and industrial's hard. You get these blue-collar guys that owned a machine shop for 40 years. They're retiring. They're gruff. They're hard to work with. Daycare center owners are awesome. They're happy. They work with kids all day. They have clean records. Their tax returns are in order. I can analyze them, and it's just great.
And we need daycare centers out there today. So that is really exciting. I didn't know that about you. And so if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they can sit down with you and talk about that whole daycare thing. I love the sounds of that. This is music to my ears.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, this has been a really, really great interview, and to know that somebody that has really been in the business, if you want to get a hold of Tom Brubaker, you can certainly do that. And certainly to have all that time with the chamber, 2 to 3 years, and you jumped in, and I love to know how you do engage. And one of the biggest points that Tom made is that you can't keep up with him. That's kind of like a good thing, but yet you are involved enough to see the benefits and the fruits of the labor of not just paying dues, not just paying memberships, but getting in the thick of it.
Right. There's a lot of ancillary businesses that are related to mine, commercial brokers and commercial lenders, telephone guys, and we kind of merge and have happy hours on our own, and we meet outside the chamber and do business together.
Isn't that great? Do you find that the chamber is like more like a business family?
I would say it is.
Yeah, yeah. Their spirit, their pulse in the neighborhood.
But it goes beyond that, and it becomes personal.
Yeah, it does. You're making a lot of friends, right?
Oh, yes.
I know. It's really good.
I'm not a very likable guy anyway, so.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But, you know, when you do engage, when you do go to these different mixers, and the fact that they do have them morning, noon, afternoon, evening, you can just pick and choose, and I really like that. That's a good selling point for becoming a member of the chamber.
Yeah, if you're not a member of the chamber, get involved, and you'll be surprised at the results.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you, for somebody that has so many years of experience and credibility out there, and knowing when to make change in this kind of market, I really tip my hat off to you. So it's great to have you in the interview today. And what do you think of My Chamber TV? Kind of fun, huh?
It's new to me, and I'm looking forward to watching more.
I know. Well, you're doing a great job with this. It's I tell you, real estate broker, President Tam-Bay, commercial, and you're working with the kids and the investments of their daycares and all of that. And is it the full Tampa Bay area? Full Tampa Bay?
I go throughout the state.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I do want to thank you for joining us here today. We have a few seconds remaining, and if you want to join the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, hopefully you've enjoyed our interview so far with Mr. Tom Brubaker, because when you talk about getting involved in the community, either you get involved or you don't. None of this little part-time stuff, and you can do as much as you want. That's what I love about it. So stay with us, get a hold of Tom and talk to him about what he's doing here in the community. We'll be right back. More from My Chamber TV.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. It is the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and today we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and we have some great members with us, such as Chris
Heinisch.
Heinisch. I didn't ask you before, so I didn't want to mess that up.
Okay.
You're with Vortex Security, and you've got a few years in the business, like 25 years,
That's
right?
correct.
I can't wait to talk about this because we are in some volatile times today, right? It's important for us to protect our home and things like that. What's the latest in security? There's so much to talk about, probably more than we have time for. So let's hit hard the bullet points for homeowners, business owners.
Okay, well, one of the things that we really like to focus on is visual. Not only do you have a burglar alarm that the alarm goes off, commercially it's 140 decibels. The key is you're scaring the bad guy away, but who did it?
Right.
And you want video. Video goes to your phone. We give you the ability to zoom in. Eye color birthmarks is child's play. And the idea is you have something for the police. If you have video evidence, you have something other than just eyewitness.
Yeah, video. Everybody's doing video for everything. Obviously, this is cut and dried. I'm thinking, something happens. So your business is, you're GM and part owner,
That's
right?
correct.
Of Vortex. What separates your company to all the amounts of security companies out there today?
That's a great question. I have a lot of people that ask me this, and the key thing is anybody can do an installation. It's what you do after the fact that matters. How quick is your response time? We're less than 8 seconds on an alarm event. That means we're calling you to find out, is it a false alarm or is this the real deal? Most companies, it's 45 seconds or more before you get a notification.
Really?
So not only that, with the technology, the app, alarm.com is what we use, you're getting notification on your app, whether it's iPhone, Android, or one of the 1%ers, the Windows phone users out there.
Combination of text, phone call?
That's right. You get a text, a phone call, a push notification, or all of the above. So it really works well for you. And then you can have video go to your phone, whether it's a doorbell camera, we give you cloud storage on that, or we can do a hard drive.
So let's talk about that. Some of the ones that are out there, which is maybe a few $100s or whatever, to be able to, if somebody's on your property or they ring your doorbell and you're able to connect with that. How can you address that? How does that compare to what you're doing?
Well, okay, so there's a lot of companies out there, not saying any names. We call it peel and stick systems, and you can do a wireless version of this. Ours is hardwired. It's a 150-degree field of view lens. High fidelity microphone speaker, so it's top of the line. The equipment that we're going to install is going to last the test of time.
Clarity,
yeah, multi-megapixel is what it's all about.
Now, when you were saying the peel and stick, I'm guilty. I did that so many years ago, way before.
We can help you.
Exactly. Peel and stick. Did you do that
Don't
yet?
do it.
Don't do it. And besides that, they don't come off very easy when you do want to get rid of it and call this gentleman at Vortex Security. What kind of tips can you give us as homeowners and business owners to really be on the safe side, besides calling you and having this hooked up?
Well, one of the first things that you want to do is trim your bushes. If your bushes are going over your windows, that is a nice hiding spot for the bad guys. Okay, so simple stuff that's free. Putting the little thumb screws on your windows so that they don't open. Even you could have an inside job. You have a so-called service person that's in your house. Well, they unlatch your windows and they can open them when you're not there. Obviously, hurricane grade windows, it's easier to go through a front door to kick the door in than to go through that glass. So that, multi pane, argon insulated, hurricane grade, it's once those things are latched, you're not getting through. So
that is really good to know. Interesting that you say that about the bushes. Now, we've been in our home for 20 years, and we just had this big, huge pine tree taken down. And it's funny you mentioned that because my husband never said there could be somebody lurking over there when we're up at 5 o'clock in the morning getting the newspaper, or late at night, walking the dogs. And it's funny that you say that. We don't have any bushes around any windows or anything like that. He never said that until the tree came down. And there's a very good point to that. Even though, and it doesn't matter if you're in a gated community or not, correct?
That is correct.
Exactly.
You can have speed gates, or, somebody can follow you in. We see it. It could be the children that are just driving cars that are the reason why you're having break-ins, and they have clearance to get through that gate.
That's right. That's right. We do have actually video at our security gate, and which is good. But you know what? If somebody wants to get into a neighborhood and get into a home, and they're going to try. They're going to do the best they can. So to really have what you can as far as security gives you that peace of mind. What about the elderly? What about single, people living at home, widows, widowers, and maybe they have some handicaps and things of that nature? I'm guessing that this would also be a perfect way to have that security, not to mention family. It's for everybody.
That's right. That's right. And you should use a security system when you're in the house as well as away.
Yes.
I have a lot of people that say, oh, I'll only use it when I go on vacation, or when I go to work.
Yeah.
You should use it when you're in the home.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a stay option for a reason.
Yes. I totally agree with you, because if you stop to think, and like you say, when there's workers, who knows?
That's right.
We've had break-ins in our neighborhood during the day, broad daylight, and just to have that comfort zone, those days are gone where you come and go and leave your door open, right? And we never had any problem many, many years ago, but things have changed now. And with the crime that's out there, not to put that fear factor in you, but why not be as safe as you possibly can?
That's correct. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to go back to this. You're saying the 8-second response time.
Yeah, so if we test the alarm in here, for example, Speed Pro is one of my customers. If you put the system on stay and instant and open that door, first off, it's loud and have a 140 decibel siren. Most of the time, the bad guy leaves the broken glass or the door and runs. So what do you have to do? Replace the glass, replace the door.
Exactly.
So the next thing that happens is you get a call. So if we have it set up usually for businesses, if you still have a landline, we'll call a landline. Just in case, because 90% of the time it's user error. So we try to cut to the chase on that. Now, if you're like, well, I'm not there, and you could see it on your video, and you're verifying, that's a verbal conversation that's being recorded. Now, because it's verified, it's a priority 1 dispatch.
Oh.
Priority 1 means the police are out in less than 3 minutes.
Really?
Versus the brand X's, where they're going to be a priority 4. Some little girl's cat stuck in a tree, that's a priority 3. They're going to take care of that first before they take care of your priority 4.
So, those are very good points for you to think about. If you don't have a security system, definitely give Chris a call. If you do and you're not happy with it, you might want to check to see what the response time is. To me, 8 seconds, I'm sold. This is very, very good. So you've been a member of the Chamber for 5 years as well. I'm guessing that this has worked well for both of you. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, when I first started with the Chamber, actually I wasn't even a member. I would actually go to Oldsmar Days and Oktoberfest. We have some great events.
I know.
And I would volunteer for my wife's business to run the beer tent. Well, let me tell you, that's probably the best gig there, other than actually being the band.
That's what I hear.
So,
Oktoberfest and the Oldsmar Days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got into talking to somebody and said, "What do you do?" And you should be a member. You should come to our relationship builder, which was every other Friday. Now, not only do we have a every other Friday morning event at Ashton Gardens, 7:30 till 9, so you get to do your presentation, but the Fridays that we don't have the morning meetings, we have a different venue that we do an afternoon meeting. That starts at roughly 11:30.
And there's always something to do.
There is.
Always.
If it isn't the relationship builders, it's after-hours mixers. Just did a ribbon cutting yesterday. You know, being an ambassador, my good friend Richard Kimball Cook with Expermac in Eastlake.
Cool.
He's a member with us too.
Very good. I love to hear about all of what's going on with the chamber because they do so much for the community. And the fact that you've been a member for 5 years, that speaks for itself. And with the security business that you have, I'm guessing that it's been working out well for you.
It has. It's a good chunk of my business. It's a family. And
That was my next question. Yes,
So-
it's like a business family.
well, we look out for each other.
Yeah, you do. And you build friendships, long-term friendships, which is really awesome. Any more tips as we're getting ready to wind down here for homeowners, business owners, as far as, securing your home?
Make sure you turn your alarm system on.
That might help.
I don't know how many people say, oh, I forgot to turn it on. Well, it doesn't do a whole lot of good for you.
Do you find that it's like after the fact with some cases?
It is, many times. And we try to give you technology. We do what's called a geofence. So if your phone, you and your wife or your business partner leave the area, it can notify you because of location and remind you to turn your system on. So we try to prevent that from ever happening by using that technology.
See, it's all about technology, and that really can make a big difference.
And customer service.
And the customer service, let's talk about that. How soon can we, well, my security thing isn't working. Why? How
Same
soon can
day.
you come out?
Same day or next day service. Depends on the situation. If you
okay.
can't arm your system and you're going to the airport in 2 hours, we're going to be out there. That is a emergency service call.
Okay, very good. Well, you know what? Your service sounds really amazing. And, to have you sit down with somebody and give them a price on what it would cost to put a really solid system in that is what number priority?
Priority 1.
Priority 1. Your life is worth that. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll
Thank you.
see you again soon. Thank you for being there.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, your host, and we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce today, and we are getting ready for some fabulous events. Our hats sort of say it all, but I have some great gals with me here that's going to really talk about the events coming up. We have Donna Sheehy, and she's an ambassador with the Chamber. Yes. And then we also have Sheila Neisler, who is marketing guru. And let me tell you, these gals have a lot to say, so I'm going to turn it right over to you so that you can share what's coming up and then listen to the tips that our wonderful Sheila has for us. What about the hats and all that? What's going on?
Well, the hats are for casino night. That's one of our special events, which is coming up next Friday. It's at Nielsen's from 6 to 11. And we're going to be gambling, but with chips.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And the theme is Western, okay? And so we figured we'd have a Western wear because we always know the good gals wear the white hats.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Lone Ranger and us.
There you go. And I love my hat here today. So tell me, you know, casino night, they've been doing that for a good little while, right? Haven't they?
Yes, for several years now.
Yeah.
But we always have a special event. Mm-hmm. And we have one once a month. And this month it's casino night.
All right. So you're going to share some tips on business owners and different things and what we can all get involved with.
Yes, one of the things that I specifically love, exclusive, what the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber does. It's got selling opportunities, as Chris mentioned, the Friday networking and relationship builders. They also have a sharing event on Wednesdays, but this is clearly a social event. And it's a great thing because you go to these networking events and it's all sales, 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 sales. This is a time to get behind your brand. And instead of being across the table selling, you guys are on the same side of the table gambling.
Exactly.
So it creates a better bond for a relationship. The average sale takes between 5 and 12 contacts. This is another one. So it's a great way to kind of get to know people in a casual, fun Friday night situation. So I look at that, and so every time I see something with the Chamber, I go, how can I maximize my membership?
Sure.
And there's 3 ways that you can do it. First of all, you can attend. What a great way. They're going to have hundreds of people there, all the people that you see Monday through Friday or at networking events or ribbon cuttings. It's a great way to kind of relate to them. Second of all, door prizes. They're looking for really nice door prizes. Your company, buys a gift certificate. Make a sign, put it on Facebook, say, I support the Chamber, and you get your name out at the same time.
I love hearing all this because these are tips that you can use on a regular basis. And getting involved with the Chamber, you're actually involved with a lot of the chambers. And it all comes right down to the marketing. And I really picked up on what you said about being across the table and selling your brand. Sell. People don't want to be sold, but they can be sold when they're out in a friendly environment, they're having fun, plus they're getting to know you as a person.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, I always tell people, if you want to sell more, quit selling.
Yes.
Because people understand what you do, they've met you and stuff like that.
Yes.
The third thing I want to bring up is tickets are really inexpensive, like $30 to $40. Invite your clients and say, hey, here's a gift for you. Instead of waiting till Christmas and go, oh, here's a gift basket, say, come on, and introduce them to your sphere of influence.
Yes.
You'll have a customer for life if you introduce them to somebody that they could do business with. They're going to remember that.
That's right, especially with gifts. Gifts are always fun.
Exactly, and a fun night out is what the best experience. That's what people are doing now, is they're giving experiences instead of like a gift.
Do you find, both of you, that people are getting back to building those one-on-one contacts but relationships? Because with the technology today, it's so much easier to text and all that, but I've noticed the more, especially doing these chamber shows, I hear that from all the different chambers and business owners that they're really wanting to get back to good old-fashioned handshakes and building those solid relationships. Do you find that?
Yes, and one of the tips that I have for that I share with other chamber members is that there are a lot of events on the calendar. What you should do in order to unite these marketing tips and the chamber functions is pull out your marketing calendar and then go to the website UTB chamber.com.
Okay.
Then go to the marketing, the events calendar. There are a lot of events down there. Now what you do is you go down and look for that special event. This month it is casino night. Next month it is indoor golf, which is putt-putt at different restaurants.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Then on the following month, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Chamber golf tournament. And then it's Oktoberfest. Take out your marketing book and write down all of those dates. And then what you do is, just like Sheila was saying, you contact your clients and or your prospects.
Yes.
Call them up, tell them about it, invite them, and ask them to bring a guest. Now that guest, most likely, ask them because that could be a referral.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So casino night, just to let you know, is July 26th from 6 to 11 p.m. This is going to be fun. And what did you say the cost was for that?
$30.
$30. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. And it's beer, wine, it's food, it's gambling, it's chips, it's prizes. It's a huge fun event.
And where is this going to be held again?
At Nielsen.
Nielsen. Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. Let me hold this up and show this to you guys.
Well, and also one of the things that's important is people are now realizing we're doing business with people down the street, within 5 miles of where we live. And we've spent all this time and energy on social media when we're doing business across the table.
Yes,
Right.
yes, exactly.
And building those relationships in an informal situation and in a social, a fun event, everybody has a good time and they remember they had a good time with you.
I know, and I think people need that more. There's so much stress out there in the world, volatile, crazy times, but yet when you can get together with friends and that's what they become. Everybody that we have on the show talks about how the Chamber is more like a business family. Would you ladies agree?
Yes, definitely.
Owning your own business is the loneliest job in the world. And you go to UTB Chamber and you've got a whole family of people that say, hey, I'm in my own business by myself. I know what it's like to have a bad sales day or bad sales call.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we've got everybody's back.
Yeah, and I see that. It's so clear that everybody does watch out for everybody. Now, you've been a member with the Chamber. You're an ambassador. How long have you been involved with UTB?
I've been involved for roughly 3 years.
3 years. Great.
And I love it.
It's so good to hear that. I love it. And Sheila, this is not the first time. This is not your first rodeo.
Exactly. Well, I am very active. I am co-chair of SCORE, Service Corps retired. Well, we're not retired anymore, but SCORE in Pinellas County. And one of the things we specifically looked at the chambers we wanted to be involved in. And Upper Tampa Bay was top of the list because of what they do with small business, but also do with manufacturing.
Yes.
And they're also a growing kind of community that really kind of embraces the community, and we wanted to be part of that. That's a winning recipe for growing a community
Of course.
economically and professionally.
So you're really becoming an icon because you've been, I think this is at least maybe the third time that we've had you on. And it's
Thank
nice.
you, icon. Sounds like better than an eyesore. Thank you.
Yep, there you go. Exactly. But you do give valid tips. I mean, we go back a ways, and so I know your background, and you always have something that the average person isn't going to think about because that's your wheelhouse.
Yes. Well, but a lot of it is just because people think, oh, this is just an event. This is another chamber event. I'm going, no, this is an opportunity to leverage relationships.
Yes.
Because people will start seeing you in a different light as fun versus sale. You're kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah. And it makes people want to do business with you.
Absolutely.
You know, you can let your hair down, take your hat off, just enjoy, have a little refreshment with others and really come together as a community. And that's what this Upper Tampa Bay Chamber is all about.
Absolutely.
Would you say?
Definitely.
Yeah. It's exciting. So anything else you want to mention besides casino night? Because I know a lot of eyes are going to be on this and a lot of input, a lot of planning. It's great. Oh, let me read some of the things on here so we don't miss them as well. So tickets are $30 or $40 at the door, so get those early. It includes $2,500 worth of gambling chips, beer and wine, and a barbecue dinner, theme Western attire. That's why we are sporting our white hats, because why do we wear the white hats?
We're the good gals.
We're the good gals, exactly. So, If you want to go ahead and participate on casino night, it's July 26th from 6 to 11. It's on a Friday night, and it's Nielsen at 501 Brooker Creek Boulevard. That's not far from where I live.
No, and make sure you put it on your calendar and invite a client, a prospect, and also remember that you can advertise, and advertising there is budget friendly.
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. Have fun, have fun.
And wear Western
and
wear.
enjoy.
And wear your Western wear. That is fun. July 26th, that's coming up real
That's
soon.
next Friday.
My husband would really love that. And I tell you, with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, you want to get involved. You will never want for anything to do, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, weekends. I love Oldsmar Days and Oktoberfest. I just love promoting to that, and we'll be doing that too down the road. You're going to be coming on a little bit more frequently with us here?
What I'm trying to do is, I always say, people think, oh, joining the chamber is hard. I go, no, it's an investment, not in the chamber. It's an investment in you.
Yes.
And there's so many opportunities. People think it's just a membership. No, it's an opportunity to really leverage your brand, but you need to use it in different places. You need to use it on social media. You need to, at meetings. You could practice, to be honest with you, new elevator speeches at relationship builders. It's a safe place.
You made all the valid points. A safe place. Don't just think that because you pay your membership dues that that's all you need to do. It's actually putting some skin in the game.
Absolutely.
It's getting involved, getting your name out there, getting your personality out there in your business, and so much more. So think about joining Upper Tampa Bay Chamber. I think it's going to do just the right job for you when it comes to branding yourself, getting involved in the community, and having family business partners. So thanks, ladies, for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and I am your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me, and our location happens to be at Speed Pro Imaging, and I'm very excited to interview the owners. That happens to be Pat DelBrocco and Charmaine DelBrocco. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
This is great. You know, we were kind of joking just before we came on about husband and wife business. You guys are adorable. Clearly, you do get along in a business that could be a little bit challenging. And you were saying, well, maybe once in a while, right?
Yeah, it sure can. You know, it's every day's a new day, so you take it one day at a time, but it can be stressful at times, yes. So
Especially in this type of business, because we as customers want everything pristine.
that's true.
Right?
Yes, very much so.
And so the end result needs to be pristine. And I tell you, if you were to come over here to this studio, which is one of quite a few, right?
Yes.
So how many other studios are there?
There are 150 of us in North America.
Wow.
Yes.
So no wonder your standard of excellence is up there.
Yes, we take great pride in our standard of excellence. One of the things that makes it maybe a little bit stressful at times is we're deadline oriented, and we do not miss a deadline at Speed Pro Imaging.
I'll tell you that right there is one of the actually probably the best selling point.
Yes.
Is deadlines. Oh gosh, deadline. I mean, you know that as a customer, a consumer, and you need your work done, you need it done by that deadline. There's obviously reasons for that. So that to me is number one on that credibility list with you guys.
I was going to say, not to interrupt, but Barbara, just our customers are businesses, so we do very little walk-up business. The bulk of our business is with other businesses, and they have deadlines as well too. So we want to make sure that we deliver in a timely basis.
Our job is to make our customers look good for their clients.
Exactly.
And we take customer service very seriously. In fact, Pat, tell them a little bit about the customer service.
Well,
going.
we subscribe to an organization that tracks our satisfaction level with our customers, and we've been able to keep a 100% satisfaction level for the last 2 years. So
That
we
means
feel
for
good.
the people that do the survey, we've gotten 10 out of 10 every time for the past 2 years.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to, and it's easy to understand why, because the work that you do, this whole studio is filled with sample work, and I'm really impressed. So let's talk about what makes Speed Pro Imaging a little bit different than what's out there. What exactly do you do?
We actually, in a broad sense, we provide our customers with premium visual solutions, which means essentially we're going to provide them with vibrant colors, and we're going to help print exactly what they imagine. So if they want items for trade show material, we have that available in a wide variety of different options. We also have wall graphics, window graphics, wall murals as well, event graphics as well, and we have we wrap vehicles, so we do a host of different items. Every job is customized, so no job is the same.
Oh, so you're not going to be seeing the same over and over.
No.
There's a lot to be said for that, because business owners want that brand to be their brand specific.
Right.
Right?
We want our clients to stand out from the competition. So we interview them, we try to get to know exactly what they're looking for, what impression they're trying to make, and then we meet that need.
So we're sitting in the set right here. What room is this? Is this like your
This is our conference room.
Okay, your conference room.
Yes.
And you can see what's behind this has been done by Speed Pro Imaging.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, yes.
So you purchased this when? In 2015, did I read here?
It was November of 2015,
okay,
yes.
Okay. And with over 150 studios, I think this company really knows exactly what they're doing.
Well, we have a lot of resources to go to as well, too. A lot of other owner-operators that we rely on some coaching from them from time to time. But we also have a team that is part of our organization that is very well experienced. I mean, we have 20-year production folks. We have 17 years of industry experience for our client services director. So we do have a lot of experience, and we have a lot of resources available to us should we need them.
So,
That's what I wanted to say is if we don't have the answer, we have a resource called Ask the Owners, where we can get right on the computer, send out an email to 150 other owners and say, this is the situation I'm in. Does anybody have any great advice for me, or where do I get this product? And within minutes, we usually get 2 to 3 answers.
isn't that wonderful?
It does. It
So
comes
that's like
in.
that your security blanket, because I'm sure we as custom business builders out there come up with all these crazy notions that may or may not work, right? But it has to be really creative and fun for you too.
Yes, yes, it's a very creative industry. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you're dealing with folks that want to create distinction in their brand, and so they're looking for ways to separate themselves from everybody else in their competition.
Yes. Can you give me a couple of examples on what you've done for businesses to separate them?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the businesses that we have done is with one of our larger customers downtown, Visit Tampa-Bay. They moved into their offices, and they wanted to create an environment that represents them and their brand. And so we did a lot of their vinyl in their offices throughout their entire office. We vinyled all of their office windows. So it creates a really neat setting for bringing guests into town.
It's almost like living billboards.
Yes.
The signs
Oh.
are big, bold, vibrant. They're pictures of all the attractions in the Tampa area, Busch Gardens,
Yes.
the museums,
Right.
The football teams. Everything that showcases Tampa Bay is on their windows for anyone downtown.
Talk about making a statement, and say the name of the business again.
Visit Tampa Bay.
That's perfect.
Yes,
That
yes,
is like so perfect.
yes.
So you have that brand, you have that statement, and it gives you that feel for the
True.
Tampa Bay area.
True, yes, yes, very much so.
That, what else? Give me another one.
Oh my gosh. Well,
We could be here all day, I know.
Well, I'll tell you one unique customer is Tarpon Springs High School Band,
Oh, yes.
the Leadership Conservatory.
Uh-huh.
They are very well known across the U.S. And we were asked to wrap their tractor trailers that pulls all of their equipment and all of their uniforms to the different shows that they go to. And we were able to create a 3D image graphics that we were able to apply to their tractor trailers, and now they've expanded it to their entire fleet. So it's been quite impressive and quite impactful as well too. It catches your eye when it's on the
Wow.
road. Yes.
I can just envision that. 3D.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It looks like as the tractor trailer is going, it looks like the flame is sort of floating. It is a really neat looking vehicle.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun seeing the finished results,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a reward we have when we work really hard, and we do work very hard at making sure our clients stand out. When they give us the feedback, I love it.
Oh,
and then
yes.
it's worth all the time
Of
and
course.
that we put into it.
So you were with Coca-Cola before?
I was with the Coca-Cola company, yes.
So what made you buy a Speed Pro imaging?
Well, that's an interesting question. Essentially, I sold soft drinks for 30 years and retired, and had a daughter who was still in high school, knowing that she had her sights set high for academics, and so I knew she was looking at schools like UCLA, Vanderbilt, Florida, and they all require attention to detail and cash. So I looked for a business, and this was one that appealed to me. I wasn't familiar with printing, but I was familiar with the other aspect of it, the point of purchase items. I used that a lot, obviously, in the business I was in.
He had bought printing as an employee of Coca-Cola, so now he's going to actually do the printing.
Yes.
So.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So what other things can we share with our audience today on your company? I mean, really customized, I think, is the real key brand for you,
It
don't
is.
you?
Yes, it's what distinguishes us, because customers want signage. We're able to make signage in different sizes, different shapes. We're more than just a printer. We're able to digitally finish like we have with this point of purchase item here, to be able to create whatever unique look they want. We were able to contour lettering for signage, but we also do wall murals, window graphics, and floor graphics. We have event planners who work with us to create, talk about imaginative folks. They really create unique items that we do our best to produce.
That's so awesome. It really is. You should be here in the studio and actually see some of the quality of the work. So you've been a member with the Chamber for how long?
We've been a member since we first opened in November of 2015.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
Yeah.
How has it worked for you?
It's been wonderful. I mean, the relationships that we've been able to develop has been, from a personal standpoint, has been wonderful, getting to know everybody. And from a business standpoint, has been productive as well, too. We've been able to gain a lot of business from our relationship with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce.
Now, husband and wife team here.
Yes.
How do you get out to actually participate here?
Well, we usually attend the relationship builder meetings in the morning, every other week, and there's a very good showing of the members that are attending the relationship builder.
So you go to the ones that you can attend, obviously,
yes.
and you're making it work because it's not just about paying that membership fee.
Right.
It's getting involved, getting the community to see what you do through all these different wonderful events that we promote here on My Chamber TV, and it's kind of fun, isn't it?
It is fun, it really is, and we go to a variety of other events that are being held by the Chamber, like ribbon cutting events for new businesses coming to town. Gives us an opportunity to meet them as well.
That is so exciting. Well, congratulations to your success. And if you want a great company, you need to check these guys out. Pat and Charmaine DelBrocco, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank